Margate and I'm not by the seaside part of it. I'm actually on my way to Tracey Emin Studios where I'm going to see the exhibition We Do Not Sleep, which features her work and other artists, which I'm really excited about. So let's go have a look together. Here is the famous Tracey Emin Studios.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm taking over.
Yeah, I love sunset.
It always feels like such an honour to be in the Tracey Emin Studios in Tears. This feels like a beautiful space with so much creativity going on. This is the room for the We Do Not Sleep exhibition. I love this Lindsey Mendick piece here. I love the idea of the kind of sea pieces, the kind of way of these jellyfish, the rips in it almost looking slightly like a sexual connotation. I'm not sure whether that's what Lindsey was going for there or not. Probably was. And I just think it's really, really beautiful. As a vase, I also like that they had one here and one just over there, and they both mirror the Emin pieces next to each other. Going on to this particular piece now, I really thought this piece was beautiful. I loved the green skin, I liked the notepad detail, and then I glanced and then I realised it was actually the blood and the hand kind of going together. That, I thought, by Joline Kwakkenbos, I hope I've said that correctly, was just remarkable. I also really enjoyed this piece as well by Laura Throats, the therapist. The woman is sitting observing, and the man's with his kind of like quite a shadow spider, which I've talked about before to my partner, and this looks like a person in the spotlight but with depression and feeling, not knowing that thing's about to get him. So deeply, like, interesting to look at these pages and make loads of stories up. And here we're looking at more Lindsey Mendick as well. This one with a kind of tentacle, I'm really fascinated. She uses a lot of tentacles in things as well in the past, but I'm not sure if these are worms or sea snakes. Either way, you can see the kind of leeches, I'm guessing they are, and these kind of, again, sea creatures. I find, again, this sea idea fascinating, that her using this with the sculpture of her glaze and her pottery, especially as we know Emin is a big fan of swimming in the sea in Margate, and I wonder if this had some correlation between Emin and Mendick together, or if it's just pure coincidence. Sometimes it is, and we can overthink these things. There is the Emin piece and the other one. Apologies for the lighting that you can see, but at the moment it's got these beautiful lighting on the top, like skylights in the studio, and it's just such a beautiful space to be in, but it's not capturing on my camera as well. It does towards the end of the video, so I will show you again without the light patches. But this particular one with what makes me feel like it's Emin laying with her cat, that one was a really beautiful piece. It just made me feel really peaceful, actually. The previous was called We Do Not Sleep, that was done in 2024 by Emin, and this is the other Emin piece that is actually on display. This is called My World Was Broken Because of You. It's just the paint splatter, the energy, just the light, actually, of the paint, the layers, the surface layers. It's got a lot of energy, and yet it feels very soft. It feels soft and it feels manic at the same time. That's something I can relate to, and I just love looking at the edges of canvas as well, and looking at the texture and the layers of how Emin's painted, and how she just fluidly does that with a line. It almost feels like Munch in a way, and it just feels like they've just been romantically dipping this long stick of paint into the ink and just going with it. And again, with the movement here, it's just really special, both of them are, and just to see them opposite. We're now moving on to another piece that grabbed my attention actually. This one is Layla Andrews, and it's called Won't Return Empty Handed, and then we are going on to some other pieces. This particular piece for me felt very daydreamy. It felt like it worked with the theme of the show, We Do Not Sleep, because it felt like you was in somebody's kind of nightmarish world. It was called Behind the Veil, and that's by Laura Foots again, another one that I mentioned before. I was liking a lot of Laura Foots's work on display. I like the kind of surrealism, the daydream. You can look into the window and see that tiny little picture. You can see the what looks like spirits or some kind of ghostly figures. The glaze, the layering, the surrealism. It's a lot going on, and it's just so beautiful to look at. We're now just another main hall, which I just love because I love Emin's neons, and this is a Mendick cat by Lindsey Mendick. I recognise that kind of work anywhere, and I just think it's so beautiful. And just showing you again a bit of Laura Foots' piece here with the moon. I really do love moon energy. I do a lot of my own work on the moon energy. And then we're going downstairs now. The whole space is really beautiful. There's so much to look at, and I really would recommend going to see this exhibition. I've not put everything in there, but there is a lot for you to see. So this is Elissa Cray, and Always Now and Never Then. It's a photograph on this kind of paper. It's really beautiful. And it's a way the movement's been captured with the stillness. I really do like that, probably done with different shutter speeds on the camera. And again, just this kind of manic energy in a peaceful setting really worked with me and the idea of feelings. We again are going back onto another beautiful piece by Layla Andrews, and this is We Are Both Here. And those pieces that I just showed you were by Joline, again, which I'm struggling to say the surname, so apologies. I would love somebody to correct me and give me the way of saying that one, please. And then now we're back into the final room. Before I go, I just wanted to see these Emin pieces again. The light had moved, and now you can see it without that horrible light shine, so apologies for earlier, and thank you so much for bearing with me.
The exhibition is going on until the 19th of May, so I definitely would recommend you coming to see it. As you can see, there's some wonderful things to see. Lindsey Mendick, and two pieces, really amazing pieces, and also Tracey Emin, and to have them side by side, as I feel like them in friends and their work would be perfect together. And I just think this is a beautiful space. I look at around me, and it's a beautiful space to see. It's beautiful artwork, and thank you so much for watching. I am going to go and see her next piece soon in New York. I can't wait to share that with you, which was last shown in 1998, so a bit exciting to go to Brooklyn to see that. Thanks for watching as always.